The IMF on Tuesday warned that economies of the UAE and the wider world will grow slower than expected this year. The fund downgraded global growth prospects again amid signs that the world has been unable to shrug off the economic impact of the 2008 financial crisis. The world's growth outlook for this year was cut to 3.2%, a decline of 0.2 percentage points from January's 3.4% growth forecast. By convention, the world is considered to be in a recession when growth drops below 3.0%. The UAE can anticipate growth of 2.4% this year, below the fund's January forecast of 2.6%, which is the country's slowest growth rate since 2010. The UAE grew at an average rate of 5.7% per year in the decade from 1998 to 2007, according to IMF data. The growth forecast of Gulf states for this year have been cut significantly since October, the last time the IMF published a detailed breakdown of the region's growth forecast. Qatar suffered the biggest downward revision from 4.9% to 3.4% growth, but is set to remain the region's fastest growing economy. Oman, Kuwait, and Bahrain have also their growth outlooks cut. Expatriate tenants in Abu Dhabi will have to pay 3% extra on their rent as a municipality contract fee. The new charge will be collected with monthly electricity and water bills and will add about 5,000 dirhams to the cost of renting an average two-bedroom apartment. UAE nationals are also exempt from the fee. The levy brings Abu Dhabi in line with Dubai, which imposes a 5% municipal housing tax payable on utility bills. According to local reports, Dr. Abdullah al-Balushi, the head of the Land and Property Management Department at Abu Dhabi Municipality, stated that public reaction to the new charge will be monitored closely, adding that if there is a complaint from different people or sectors, they will take it into consideration. Details of the new fee emerged yesterday on the opening day of the annual Abu Dhabi Cityscapes exhibition, which sets the tone for property investment sentiment in the capital. The rental contract fee follows the introduction of a new levy of 4% on the price of hotel stays, also announced this week, and comes as governments and municipal authorities across the region are seeking new sources of revenue following the rapid decline of the price of oil. In order to lure more investors and homeowners, real estate developers in Abu Dhabi have offered innovative and attractive payment plans to sell their prime property projects at this year's Cityscape in the capital. Among the developers showcasing their projects at the three-day Property Expo included Forsan Village, that has launched the lease to own scheme for their over 400 villas and townhouses in the community. In line with the increased demand for more inland and emerging communities in the capital, officials from the Al Forsan International Sports stated that they have experienced a large interest among investors, particularly Emiratis. The lease-to-own scheme allows tenants to purchase the property from 300,000 dirhams per annum for a 5-year contract. Prices for townhouses start from 4.4 million dirhams, and officials believe that the established sports facilities and planned amenities should act as an incentive for many who are looking to purchase their first home. Commenting on the future plans, the village will open their first hotel by Q4 2016, which is expected to play an important role in further developing the area surrounding Khalifa City A.
Very big interest. The reason is because if you look at the person willing to buy a villa, he's already leasing somewhere else. Most of them are. And if he is to buy another villa off plan, he has to pay his lease and pay also the down payment, which is to some people, it's a big amount of money. What we are offering is different, because once you pay your lease to own payment with the lease option, you can live directly in the villa. So you can consume what you paid for from day one. We have multiple major 5-star operators in discussion. and we are hopefully opening on the fourth quarter the hotel.
With the UAE's retail market expected to reach 200 billion dirhams by 2017, growing by 5% each year, top CEOs and experts in the retail industry attending the 10th edition of the World Retail Congress in Dubai have discussed some of the key trends, opportunities, and challenges facing the industry. While discussing the latest patterns in consumer spending and how businesses need to adapt themselves to the changing needs of the modern customers, experts in the retail industry stated that businesses today need to devise customer-centric marketing strategies to attract and engage them while aiming to offer seamless shopping experiences. Officials highlighted that Dubai is considered as one of the most important retail capitals of the world, with a cross-cultural mix of more than 200 nationalities, and reinventing the retail experience here in local market will offer international brands an opportunity to appeal to a global audience at their very doorstep. As retail sales and consumer spending indicates that the retail sector is growing faster than the UAE economy as a whole, the World Retail Congress is being held in the UAE for the first time outside of Europe.
For this year, we've used a theme that it feels particularly relevant to all retailers at the moment, which is attracting and engaging the modern customer. And what we mean by that is it's the customer that's driving change in whatever market you look at to greater or lesser degree. And retailers always talk about putting the customer first, but I think now more than ever, it's the ability to really think about and understand consumer trends, what their customers want, that is the kind of the way forward into how their businesses need to transform. Because what we are looking at for most retailers, again, anywhere in the world, is transformation. You know, the businesses need to change to embrace the digital channels, whether it's mobile, particularly in many markets where mobile is growing faster than any other channel. And for a retail business, a modern retail business, that brings huge challenges, lots of major investment required to that. So people here are looking for all those answers.
On the sidelines of the global conference, the Global Property Advisor, CBRE, has released a food and beverage report, revealing that UAE residents ranked the third biggest F&B spenders globally in shopping malls, followed by counterparts in Norway and Switzerland. The results of the report, which surveyed over 22,000 consumers across 22 markets, also showed that the UAE residents spend on average approximately 68 dirhams per person per mall visit, just behind Switzerland, which took the #1 spot. It was also mentioned that over 60% of the UAE residents visit a mall just to eat and drink, keeping the UAE in the 8th position globally in terms of the biggest overall retail spenders.
Essentially what we see from this report is that the volume of F&B outlets within malls is going to increase again over the next 15 years or so. It's currently between 15 and 20% depending on the type of mall, and that's right at the cutting edge of a global demand for F&B within the malls, but we see that increasing perhaps to 25%, maybe even more over the next 15 years or so. Insofar as food courts are concerned, one of the key aspects of the customer base who responded was that they would like to see more healthy food, healthier options, and better quality food and service. So whether or not we see an expansion of food courts or whether we see an expansion of standalone units in the line shops within the mall is an interesting debate to be had by the landlords. But whatever happens, I think we'll see more F&B going forward.
The market in Abu Dhabi is good and it's growing, and there will be newcomers in the market. We'll see maybe in the next 2 years 2 more malls, regional malls, as what we saw on the newspaper. But the market is over there is 100% there will be a growth, and the experience of the consumers over there is a little bit different from Dubai because of the tourism factors. But we believe there will be a growth in the next year as well.